What if the breakfast you've been eating for years, the one you thought was healthy, is actually speeding up memory loss, weakening your muscles, and quietly draining your energy? Hey there, friend. If you're over 60, this is something you really need to hear. Because some of the most common breakfast foods in America, the ones we assume are good for us, are actually working against your body every single day. And I'm not talking about drive-through meals or sugary donuts. I mean foods that seem healthy, ones we've been told are heart-smart or balanced. But in reality, they're linked to inflammation, blood sugar crashes, and faster aging. In fact, research shows that 98% of seniors eat at least one of these problematic breakfast foods every single week without even knowing it. And the damage it builds up slowly. You may not feel it right away, but one day you wake up and realize you're more tired in the morning. You're misplacing names or small tasks. Your legs don't feel as steady. Your energy's just off. But here's the good news. You can absolutely reverse a lot of that damage just by tweaking what you eat in the morning. Recent studies show that replacing even one bad breakfast choice can support your brain's stabilize blood sugar and help rebuild lost muscle over time. No fads, no gimmicks, just solid science-based changes. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 4 worst breakfast foods seniors should avoid and the 4 best ones you should be eating to stay strong, focused, and independent. But before we dive in, I'd love to know, what do you usually have for breakfast? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And if this video helps, you don't forget to subscribe to Vital 365 and tap that bell icon so you never miss out on practical ways to stay sharp and energized every single day. Alright, let's get into it. We'll start with the 4th worst breakfast food, and it's one you might have had this week without even thinking twice. Let's talk about instant oatmeal packets, the kind that say heart healthy on the front of the box. They look harmless, right? Warm, easy, comforting. The packaging says whole grain, good for cholesterol. But here's the truth, food companies don't advertise. Most instant oats are highly processed. That means your body digests them super fast, causing a sharp blood sugar spike just minutes after eating. And it gets worse. Many of those packets come loaded with added sugar, sometimes 18 grams or more per serving. Plus, they're filled with ingredients like maltodextrin, which spikes insulin even faster than sugar. What happens next? You might feel okay for a bit, but within an hour you're tired, shaky, maybe even irritable, or lightheaded. Sound familiar? That's not just getting older. That's a blood sugar crash. And here's the catch. If you're over 60, your body doesn't bounce back from those swings like it used to. According to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, seniors who ate high glycemic breakfasts like instant oats had 47% more inflammation for up to 6 hours after eating. That's half your day spent in a state of low-level internal stress. Over time, these spikes contribute to insulin resistance, muscle wasting, and even memory loss. Now, if you love oats, don't worry. You don't have to ditch them altogether. Just swap to steel-cut oats. Soak them overnight, cook them slowly, and skip the sugar. Add cinnamon or a few berries for flavor. Your body and your brain will feel the difference. Ready for the next one? It's another so-called healthy breakfast that's actually hiding a massive sugar bomb. Alright, let's move on to the 3rd worst breakfast food for seniors, and this one might be sitting in your fridge right now. Flavored yogurt. Yep, those little plastic cups with fruit on the bottom or a swirl of vanilla. They're often marketed as a healthy way to start your day, with claims like low-fat, probiotic-rich, or light. But the truth, some of these yogurts have more sugar than a candy bar. I'm serious. A single serving can contain up to 22 grams of added sugar. That's over 5 teaspoons of sugar before 9 a.m., and it doesn't stop there. Many of these products are also packed with artificial sweeteners, food dyes, thickening agents, and fake flavorings to make them taste fruity and sweet. But here's the issue. All those additives, they can mess with your gut health, spike inflammation, and throw off your immune system, especially in older adults. One study in the Journal of Gerontology found that seniors who consumed sugary dairy for breakfast saw a 34% spike in inflammatory markers within just 2 hours. And that kind of chronic inflammation, it's been linked to faster muscle breakdown and even cognitive decline. Even the low-fat or non-fat yogurts aren't much better. When they remove the fat, they usually pump in even more sugar to make up for the taste. And that matters. Because healthy fats help keep your blood sugar stable and keep you feeling full. Without them, you're more likely to crash mid-morning and start craving another quick fix. So what can you do instead? Switch to plain Greek yogurt. It's naturally rich in protein, packed with probiotics, and contains 0 added sugar. Add your own toppings, fresh fruit, a dash of cinnamon, maybe a handful of nuts, and you get all the health benefits without the sugar overload. All right, up next is a big one. It's a breakfast staple millions of Americans eat every single day, believing it's a smart choice. But it might be one of the most deceptive foods on the shelf. Cereal. You probably know where this is going. But even cereals labeled multigrain, high fiber, or heart healthy can be a big problem, especially for seniors. We grew up thinking cereal was the safe, simple way to start your day. A bowl of flakes with milk, harmless, right? Well, not quite. Most cereals, even the so-called healthy ones, are made from refined grains. These grains have been stripped of their fiber and nutrients and processed into quick-digesting carbs. That means your body absorbs them like sugar fast. It's basically like eating cookies for breakfast. Some cereals even sneak in fruit juice concentrates, malt extract, or syrup coatings, ingredients that spike your blood sugar but don't show up obviously on the label. And those no sugar added claims often just marketing tricks. According to the British Medical Journal, seniors who regularly eat processed cereals have a 21% higher risk of type 2 diabetes. Another long-term study found that seniors who ate cereal daily were 36% more likely to gain belly fat, the dangerous kind linked to inflammation and hormone disruption. And here's something you may not have thought about. Cereal is soft and easy to chew. That's why many older adults with dental issues lean on it. But that softness comes at a cost. It doesn't require much effort to eat, so it doesn't keep you full or engaged. And it doesn't support your muscles, energy, or blood sugar stability. If you're short on time in the morning, don't worry. There are better options that are just as quick, but way more nourishing. We'll get to those shortly. But first, let's look at the #1 worst breakfast food for people over 60. It's common, it's convenient, and it's served in homes, hospitals, and nursing facilities across the country every morning. White toast with margarine and jam. Let's talk about the worst offender of them all, white toast with margarine and jam. It sounds innocent, right? A quick slice of toast, a little spread, maybe some fruit jam on top. Classic. Familiar. But for older adults, this combo is a triple threat. Let's break it down. First, white bread. It's essentially just refined starch. No fiber, no real nutrients, just fast-burning carbs. The moment you eat it, your blood sugar spikes. It's like pouring soda into your system first thing in the morning. Next up, margarine. Most brands are made from industrial seed oils like soybean or canola, which are processed under high heat and often contain trans fats. These oils can cause oxidative stress and chronic inflammation, which damage your cells from the inside out. And then there's the jam. Pure sugar. No protein, no healthy fats, just a sweet spike that turns your toast into dessert with 0 staying power. When you put it all together, refined bread, processed fats, and added sugars, you've got a recipe for long-term damage. One study showed that seniors who frequently ate refined carbs with trans fats were 48% more likely to experience cognitive decline over a 5-year period. Another study revealed a 34% drop in insulin sensitivity just from meals like this eaten in the morning. And that's not even touching on the ripple effects. These kinds of meals can weaken your immune system, shrink your muscle mass, mess with your circulation, and leave you feeling drained even if you don't feel it right away. But the worst part, this exact breakfast is still being served in hospitals, senior care facilities, and home kitchens across America every single day. You deserve better. And here's the good news. You can flip the script completely by choosing science-backed breakfast foods that do the opposite: meals that reduce inflammation, support your muscles, and protect your brain. So now that we've covered the 4 worst breakfast choices, let's turn the page. Because up next are 4 of the best foods every senior should eat in the morning, starting with something small but mighty. Let's talk about chia pudding. At first glance, chia seeds don't look like much. They're tiny, almost flavorless. But when you soak them overnight, they transform into a soft pudding-like texture that's gentle on digestion and loaded with benefits. Just 2 tablespoons of chia seeds give you 10 grams of fiber to support your gut and balance blood sugar, 4 grams of omega-3s to reduce inflammation and protect your brain, and a slow, steady energy release that keeps you going for hours. No spikes, no crashes. For older adults, that's gold. One study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging showed that seniors who increased fiber intake significantly improved insulin sensitivity by 39%. Another study found that omega-3s helped reduce muscle loss by up to 30%. Chia seeds also act as a prebiotic, feeding the good bacteria in your gut. And as we age, gut health becomes more important than ever for immunity, nutrient absorption, and even mood. Best of all, it's simple to make. No cooking needed, no chewing strain. Just mix 2 tablespoons of chia seeds with 1/2 cup of almond or coconut milk. Stir, refrigerate overnight, and in the morning, top it with a few berries or a sprinkle of cinnamon. That's it. It's a quiet powerhouse of a meal, fueling your muscles, joints, brain, and energy without weighing you down. Now let's move on to another unexpected breakfast that supports circulation, oxygen flow, and brain function, especially helpful if you're over 60. Beet smoothies. I know what you might be thinking: beets for breakfast. But hear me out. Beets are one of the most underrated superfoods, and they can do wonders for how you feel, especially as you get older. Beets are naturally rich in nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide, a compound that helps widen your blood vessels and improve circulation. Why does that matter? Because as we age, our circulation tends to slow down. And poor circulation means less oxygen to your muscles, your brain, and your organs. But when you improve blood flow, you get more energy, better mental clarity, and even stronger, more responsive muscles. In one study published in the Journal of Gerontology, seniors who drank beet juice every day saw a 19% improvement in walking speed and 21% better muscle oxygenation during physical activity. Even more impressive, a study at Wake Forest University showed that seniors who consumed beet-rich breakfasts saw improved frontal lobe function. That's the part of your brain responsible for memory and decision-making, in just 4 days. And no, you don't have to eat raw beets with a spoon. Just blend 1 to 2 cups of cooked beets with a splash of almond milk or water, a squeeze of lemon, and maybe a few berries to balance out the flavor. It's delicious, and if you drink it 30 to 60 minutes before a walk or light exercise, you'll likely notice a lift in energy and clarity. All right, now, we're moving on to a classic food that's finally getting the credit it deserves: pasture-raised eggs. For years, eggs were unfairly blamed for cholesterol issues. But now, the science is clear. Eggs are one of the most complete and nutrient-dense foods you can eat, especially as you get older. One large pasture-raised egg gives you 6 grams of high-quality protein that's easy to absorb, choline to support memory and brain function, and essential nutrients like vitamin D, B12, selenium, and omega-3s, which many seniors are deficient in. A study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults who ate at least 25 grams of protein at breakfast retained 45% more muscle mass over time compared to those who started their day with mostly carbs. And don't forget, choline in eggs helps keep your neurotransmitters firing, which means sharper thinking, better memory, and more stable mood. Plus, the omega-3s and vitamin D help reduce inflammation and strengthen bones. Just be mindful of how you cook them. Skip the margarine and vegetable oils. Instead, cook them gently using olive oil or grass-fed butter. Scrambled, poached, or soft-boiled. Choose what's easiest and most enjoyable for you. If you've been avoiding eggs out of habit, it might be time to bring them back into your routine. Your body will thank you. And finally, let's talk about the crown jewel of senior breakfasts, the one food that can reverse oxidative stress, support memory, and boost energy, all before lunchtime. Wild blueberries. Not the big watered-down berries from the produce aisle. I'm talking about the tiny, deep purple wild blueberries you'll often find in the freezer section. These berries are bursting with anthocyanins, powerful plant compounds that protect your brain and body from aging. One study in the journal Nutrients showed that older adults who ate 1 cup of wild blueberries every morning experienced major improvements in memory and focus in just 90 days. Another study found a 52% drop in inflammatory biomarkers, which means healthier joints, stronger hearts, and more resilience against disease. Best of all, wild blueberries are low glycemic, meaning they won't spike your blood sugar. They provide steady energy, better balance, and even faster physical recovery after activity. Toss them into your chia pudding. Mix them with plain Greek yogurt, or blend them into your beet smoothie. Frozen wild blueberries are just as effective as fresh, sometimes even better because they're picked at peak ripeness and flash frozen for freshness. It's a small habit, but it can make a real difference. So now that we've gone through the 4 worst and 4 best breakfast choices, let's take a step back. Because breakfast isn't just a meal, it's a message. Every morning you're sending a signal to your body: support your memory, strength, and vitality, or chip away at them bit by bit. The good news, you get to choose. And it's never too late to start making smarter choices. By swapping out things like instant oatmeal-flavored yogurt, sugary cereals, and white toast, and replacing them with chia pudding, beet smoothies, pasture-raised eggs, and wild blueberries, you're giving your body what it really needs. These aren't trendy superfoods. They're proven science-backed ways to help you feel better, live stronger, and age with confidence. So now I want to hear from you. Which breakfast are you planning to swap out this week? Drop a comment below. I read every one, and your story might just inspire someone else to make a change too. And if you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe to Vital 365, and tap that bell so you never miss a chance to support your brain, body, and independence, one morning at a time. Let's do it together.